this video. Shut up. Is that for me? Welcome back. I'll be eating at the restaurant that fired me over 15 years ago. Course 2 is on the way, but first I want to talk about why did I get fired from here. You see, I'm from a little town in Minnesota called St. Cloud with a population of about 60,000. And right now I'm headed there and I'm headed to the Applebees. I moved to Korea when I was 24 years old, but before that, I had a lot of different jobs. I moved appliances. I worked at a radio station. But the job that gave me the most money is the job I got fired from, working as a server at Applebees. As much as people hate on Applebees, I gotta admit it's a guilty pleasure of mine. So I'm curious, one, am I gonna see anybody who recognizes me? Is the general manager still there? Is she gonna fire me from dining? Also, what does the menu look like now? Well, we're a short drive away and we're about to find out. We're just pulling in now. For old time's sake, I'm gonna park where I used to park for 2 years straight, in the back parking lot, far away from all the good spots. Let's go take a look. All right, here it is, right behind me. Applebee's. I haven't seen this place in a long time. I worked here for a couple years and I didn't get fired for just one thing. I got fired for 3 things. I'm gonna tell you the 3 reasons I got fired over a 3-course meal. Let's go inside and check it out. Shut up. Is that for me? Welcome back. How'd they know I was coming? Hi, Gene, I used to work here 15 years ago.
Yes, you did. What is your first name? Oh, I give a hug. I remember you. I looked at you and I thought, I know you.
Yeah, Jess fired me.
What?
Oh yeah, it's been a long time. I'm doing okay now though.
Well, I'm so glad.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be here again. Right off the bat, the person who seats us is someone who I worked with 15 years ago. She is one of what we call the lunch ladies. The ladies who just worked lunch every single day of the week. They could be vicious if you try to take their shift, but otherwise, absolute sweethearts. From here, we're gonna get into the menu. I don't even know what's going on. There's like electronics on the table. I'm old. I'm looking at the menu now. There are a lot of familiar classics and a lot of new things I've never tried before. I'm gonna start with a salad, but this is not just any salad. This is a special salad. You'll see why soon. All right, folks, I got my first course right here. This is a mango perfect margarita. Perfect for day drinking. This is our first course, the crispy oriental salad. So here's what's special about this salad. This was constantly ordered during lunchtime when I worked here, and it is beloved by middle-aged white women because they think it's healthy. But this portion right here is 1,250 calories. What? It's over half your calories for the day. It probably doesn't help that it has fried chicken on top, and then this tangy, white, super sugary, sweet, smoky dressing. They already put salad dressing on it, so I don't need this, but I want it. Let's put some on. Oh, God. What the? Oh, no. I haven't experienced this since I was a teenager.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the?
That is like the best dressing ever and super unhealthy. Here's what makes it crispy. Fried chicken, and then here we have some fried egg noodles, as well as crispy cabbage. Cheers to the Orient. Beyond the crispy fried chicken and the egg noodles and the cabbage, there's also sliced almonds in here too. There's crispiness on another level. The best part, it's a salad, so it's really healthy. So that's course 1. Course 2 is on the way, but first I want to talk about why did I get fired from here. So when you work at a place like this, you get 3 strikes and then you're out. Infraction 1, what happened? Someone was actually sitting at this very table. 3 people. They had $63.05 worth of food. There was something off about these people. They seemed like they didn't like me for some reason. I didn't know why. I feel like I'm very likable. My wife really laughed at that one. Now, as a server, people might relate to this. Sometimes people will kind of be standoffish just so they don't have to ask for anything and they feel justified in not tipping you anything. Well, at the end of the meal, they wrote me a check for $63.00. So what did I do? I went out into the parking lot. I knocked on the window. They slowly rolled it down. Of course, they did not have power windows. And I said, hey, sorry guys, in my most friendly voice that I could conjure up. And I said, hey, actually the check was for 5 cents more. So they dug through their dirty ashtray, gave me 5 cents and drove off angrily. Well, what'd they do? This is America. You have to call, you have to complain, you have to try to get a free t-shirt. So they did just that. And even though they did something illegal, I got my first strike. Unjust. Unbelievable. This story makes me hungry for our second course. I'm going to order 3 different appetizers. Let's see what they got, because they have a lot of new stuff they didn't used to have. Right here, we have 3 different appetizers that I've never seen before. First, we have our crispy cheese bites, golden, crispy, and melty bites. These favorites are served with house-made buttermilk ranch and firecracker mayo for dipping. 1,500 calories. If you eat this whole thing, the good thing is those calories are gonna shoot straight through you like a rocket. Sometimes the cheese plugs other people up. For me, like a missile. That's a lot of calories. Let's see if it's worth it. Oh, I love it. I love it. The cheese curds don't have a thick coat on them. It's a really light breading. They're greasy, a nice white cheese inside. Here's what you guys in Gen Z don't realize. When I was a kid, you could get cheese curds maybe once a year if you went to the state fair. Now, they're everywhere. You just don't know what it was like. You guys with your internet, and your OnlyFans, and your interesting porn categories. Anyways, on to the next food. Right here we have Brew Pub loaded waffle fries. Load up on fries and flavor with our crispy waffle fries topped with a blend of melted cheddar cheeses, Blue Moon, white cheddar, beer cheese, and Applewood smoked bacon, served with house-made buttermilk ranch dressing. Take a look at this bite right here. Creamy, cheesy, bacony. And if you eat this whole plate, it's only a scant 1,520 calories. That's wild. Cheers. I need napkin or something. The fries are potentially over-seasoned because the cheese is also bringing a lot of salt, the bacon is bringing a lot of salt, and then you put it in the ranch and it's like sodium level 1,000. But who cares? In general, I like it. If I'm gonna eat something that's nacho-y though, I want it to be nachos, not French fries. In a moment, I'm gonna tell you why I got my second strike, and honestly, I probably deserve it. But first, this chicken wonton tacos. I like it. They're stealing from every culture to make this one dish. Sweet Asian chili, marinated grilled chicken stuffed into crispy wonton shells, topped with our signature coleslaw and cilantro. Cheers. This tastes delicious. It's a great mix between coleslaw, chicken, and then the wonton is super crunchy. Wonton shells, they were underutilized probably for hundreds or thousands of years, and now people are finally figuring out that they can be used for so many things. I recently was in Las Vegas and a woman was stuffing wonton shells or egg roll shells with mac and cheese. It's one of the best things I've ever tried in my life. Love it. And let's get into my second strike, a strike that is not as defensible. Here's what happened. I was working the Horseshoe, the area around the bar. In the Horseshoe, there is the 7 Top, the biggest seat in this whole place. It seats 7 people or 10 teenagers, and that's what I had. And every kid was being good, there were no parents there, but then there's one kid who was just a big old J.O. If you don't know J.O., look it up on Urban Dictionary. And so every time other kids would order, he'd be like, bleh. And so what did I say? I kindly asked this young child if he had Tourette's. What happened? He chilled out the rest of the time. It's old-fashioned bullying. It worked really effectively. I got the order, I finished serving them, everything was fine. What happened? The kid with Tourette's, his mom... By the way, he didn't really have Tourette's. His mom called Applebees and said, I want a gift certificate for every kid who was there. Needless to say, that story was told to my manager. My manager gave me my second strike. Did I deserve it? Yeah, probably. Did I learn from it? Absolutely not. All right, let's get one more course and tell one more story. This right here is our first victim, the quesadilla burger. I love whoever wrote this copy. The quesadilla burger, part burger, part quesadilla, all taste. Our all beef patty topped with 2 slices of pepper jack cheese, Mexi ranch sauce, crispy Applewood smoked bacon, house-made pico de gallo and shredded lettuce, and a crisp warm cheddar quesadilla. And that's 1,100 calories. Here, they've taken 2 tiny tortillas and they slammed it around a beautiful burger patty. It's Tex-Mex mixed with American fusion, mixed with a sprinkling of obesity. Let's try it out. That's absolutely delicious. The tortilla on the outside, super crispy. The cheese is melty and gooey on the inside. The burger, standard patty, but not too thick. Then they have that sauce, the Mexi. Am I really doing an in-depth review right now at Applebee's? The Mexi ranch, I think, is a combination of salsa and ranch. It has a zesty, delicious flavor to it. Someone online told me recently I suck at describing food. They said I should buy a thesaurus. Well, guess what? I don't know what that is. This person was a real jerk, or I can't think of another word, but this is a big win. I actually would legitimately get this again. In a moment, I'm gonna tell you why I got my last strike and the final reason that I got fired from this establishment, but first, one more course. This is the 4-cheese mac and cheese with honey pepper chicken tenders. They're mixing stuff they have and they're making new stuff out of it, like Taco Bell. They're using the penne noodles. By the way, those noodles, they cook them beforehand, and then when you order, they throw them in the microwave. A sweet and savory 4-cheese penne mac and cheese topped with Applewood smoked bacon, and crispy chicken tenders tossed in a honey pepper sauce. There's bacon in literally every dish. Let's try it out. Beautifully microwaved noodles, cheese that was ladled from a hot pan. Let's give it a shot. Is okay. Doesn't have a lot of flavor. It is a liquidy cheese sauce that was definitely just kind of scooped on there 10 seconds ago. It's passable microwave food, but these glazed chicken fingers looks decent. Yeah. Sweet, peppery, crispy, and it's just okay. So I gotta say, huge disparity. Quesadilla burger, love it. This one, super mediocre. And speaking of mediocre, I got fired from this Applebee's, and here's why. On the day of my third strike, it was raining, it was not busy at all, and so there was no people, and so they reduced the number of servers, but then it stopped raining, and it got really busy. And so I was serving on about 30 people at once. A large set fellow ordered a dessert, and I forgot to put the order in. Right. So 15 minutes later, he goes, hey, where's that dessert? And I did the move I always did, which is I said, let me go check. And my plan was to go into the kitchen and hide in there until the dessert was ready. Instead, he said, nope, don't check, get your manager. Now, does it matter that he was a heavyset gentleman? No, I've been a heavyset gentleman. See, that's me being heavyset. Do you know what I didn't do when I was heavyset? Get people fired from Applebees. So he talked to the manager, and the regional manager was here on the same day. And so together they said, you know what? We have to make an example of this guy. And they fired me. I literally cried tears. So that was my final strike. Now, was that my fault? I forgot to order that guy's dessert. Totally my fault. Did it deserve being fired for? You tell me. I'd like to know your opinion. From here, I'm gonna order a dessert because they have brand new desserts that I've never seen before. In fact, one of them is over 1,600 calories. Let's try it out. All right, folks, we have our final course right here. The most calorie-packing dessert I've ever seen anywhere. These are cinnamon mini swirls. Cinnabon mini swirls are an irresistible sweet treat. Fried to a crisp, golden brown, and dusted with Cinnabon cinnamon, sugar, drizzled with caramel, and paired with Cinnabon's signature cream cheese frosting. Oh my gosh, it's so warm in my hand. It's like warming my soul through my fingertips. Taste one, plain. I'm sorry, when it comes to the obesity crisis, this country has zero hope because that's addictive. It's delicious. It's like dopamine surge. And that's not even its final form. But here we have that frosting. Oh yeah, that's not enough. Oh yeah. Cheers. Whoa. They're so sweet, soft. There's crispy, crystallized, sugary bits. There's a profound taste of cinnamon. The frosting is crazy sweet. That's awesome. All right, folks, so there it is. I went to Applebee's. I went to the restaurant that 17, 18 years ago fired me. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Since I got fired from this job, I had to look for other opportunities. Eventually, that led me to looking for work outside of the country. At age 24, I moved to Korea. I lived there for 8 years. Then I moved to Vietnam. That's where I live now, and that's where I started this incredible show that's changed my life. Oh, and I guess my wife changed my life too. So if you go through something catastrophic like being fired, first of all, you're gonna feel like an absolute loser, and probably you are. But guess what? That is the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Another chapter that you have no idea where it'll take you. For me, it's taking me around the world, and I couldn't be more happy. Let's go outside, and I'll tell you which from today was my absolute favorite. Boom, and that is lunch at the restaurant that taught me everything that I know about food. Not actually. Today I tried 6 of their brand new items. Which one was my absolute favorite? I gotta say, any guesses? It was the quesadilla burger. I did not expect that. It was delicious. It was melty. It was gooey. It was crispy. It was zingy. It had a bit of zest, tangy. How's that, thesaurus lady? Pretty good? Oh, you should have a thesaurus. Anyways, guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Let's go.
If you love Indian food, then you're gonna love our new channel, Best Ever Food India. Subscribe now for weekly videos showcasing the most unique street food from around the country.